Hospitality firms have issued a stark warning to the government today on Small Business Saturday, saying that Rachel Reeves' budget has made it even harder for the great British high street.
Well, new analysis from UK Hospitality suggests that small hospitality venues will see business rates rise by more than £300 million over the next 3 years.
Well, today, the Business Secretary, Peter Carl, is launching the Backing Your Business campaign as part of the government's small business plan. Wants to boost the nation's 5.7 million small businesses with the strongest reforms to tackle late payments in 25 years.
Let's talk to our national reporter, Will Godley. I mean, what do people make of this, Will? Because on one hand, we're hearing that actually it's going to cost small businesses and hospitality a lot more. On the other hand, the government says, oh, we're helping you out.
Well, there's certainly mixed messages coming from the government about this, but they're very keen to say today on Small Business Saturday they are backing small businesses, launching this new campaign. But I'll be speaking to small businesses here throughout the day, many who don't feel supported at all. We are here at the Cricketers, where it's feeling very, very Christmassy, very, very festive, and today they're hosting a Christmas market with some 20 small businesses, and I'll be chatting to some of them throughout the day. And Brits today on this Small Business Saturday forecast to spend some £600 million supporting small businesses, but it comes at a time when, for many small businesses, it's very, very challenging. We can speak now to the landlord of the Cricketers here, Matthew Allum. Matthew, why is it a particularly challenging time for small businesses?
Sadly, the cost of running a small business now is just keeps going up and up and up. We can see that in the previous two budgets now, where sadly, business rates have gone right up. Food inflation continues to go up, and we are left trying to not pass the cost on to the customer, but also try to pay these increased costs that have been passed on to us by the government.
And it was particularly the budget announced last week and changes to the business rates that will really affect you, isn't it?
Sadly, yeah. So for here at the Cricketers, our business rates will triple. We have been told that there will be an escalator, so we won't have to pay it all straight up front. But I don't know where the extra money is supposed to come from to pay any initial uplift. And I know of thousands of pubs across the country that are sadly in the same position and are wondering how they're supposed to find the extra money at a time when we're not in growth. Nothing that's been done in the last two budgets, sadly, helps growth for small to medium businesses.
Using the internet without a VPN, a virtual private network, is a bit like taking to the road without car insurance. All it takes is one unlucky moment to cost you a lot of cash. This video's sponsor is Private Internet Access. They are the VPN to help keep you safe. Click the link in the description below to find out why over 30 million people have downloaded PIA to protect themselves online. A virtual private network is an app that hides your IP address and helps keep your data private. When you're browsing the internet at home, you give up a large amount of data to businesses, to shops, and indeed to social media giants too. Hackers have the ability to steal your personal data with ease, including sensitive information such as passwords, keystrokes, and even your personal photos. Private Internet Access helps protect your personal data by encrypting your internet connection to keep your data out of the hands of cyber criminals. And it's not just hackers either to be concerned about. Information can be censored too. When Canada passed their C18 bill, social media giants decided to ban news content on their platforms. But PIA can protect your ability to consume the news and content you love. Private Internet Access is available for Windows users, Mac OS, Android, Linux, iOS, and you can use one PIA subscription to protect an unlimited amount of devices. And we've got a huge GB News discount for you too. Click the link in this video's description and you'll get a massive 83% off PIA. That's under £2 a month, the price of a coffee, and you'll get an extra 4 months completely free on top. Also, there's a 30-day money-back guarantee too. Visit piavpn.com/GB News to start protecting yourself digitally today.
You say your bills basically every month are going to triple. What does that look like for you as a small pub here?
So our business rates at the moment are about £1,000 a month. They will, without the escalator, be £3,200 a month. What that looks like with the escalator, we're not entirely sure just yet, but we don't have that extra 2,200 a month, and all that will do is stop us from carrying out projects, refurbishments, which then gets passed on to our tradesmen when they don't get the work that we would like to have passed on to them.
And the changes to the minimum wage as well, is that affecting you as a small business?
Yes, I mean, I don't disagree with the minimum wage going up. Sadly, it's inflation busting. That puts more pressure on us. That's more money we have to find. For us as a business, it's a lot of money each month, but it's when you've got the rise in minimum wage, that also then goes on to pension contributions, it goes on to extra NI contributions. It's a lot of money that we have to find.
So a lot of extra money for you to be finding as a small business here just outside Colchester. How do you feel now? We're about a week and a half after this budget. Are you still feeling as angry as you felt when you first heard these changes?
No, I'm way more angry. Way more angry. This isn't a fight that you can fight very easy. This isn't, you can phone up the energy company or another company and say, hang on, this isn't fair, and you come to an agreement. This is just the government saying, that's your new tax, that's what you've got to pay. And yes, whilst we can appeal the rates, it is a long process that sadly, we're busy trying to run our businesses. We shouldn't have to be, trying to find this extra money and then trying to fight that cause as well. No, I'm more angry, and I'm betrayed. Feel definitely betrayed. She promised us that she would help us in this budget. She stood there and said she's, supporting pubs. She's not.
And Matthew, I know you've been meeting with your local MP, you've been trying to get support from other pubs around to try and make some changes to get pubs supported by the government. How can they support you?
So the local government needs to understand that by raising the taxes, they're actually taking away our ability to grow. So any money we would have spent on projects that would help us bring in extra revenue, even down to extra advertising, is now going to be going to government. There is also the costs that will then get passed down by our suppliers, because obviously their business rates are going up as well and their wages are going up as well. What the government needs to do is actually help us grow by reducing these liabilities, not by putting them up.
Well, the government talking today about backing businesses, backing small businesses on what is this Small Business Saturday. They've told us that they are trying to support small businesses and ensure that they can grow. Do you feel that support?
No. We feel stabbed in the back. We feel betrayed. I don't feel there's any support there. If they wanted support, they would have taken the advice from all the industry and lowered the VAT on food. They would have done a bigger assessment on the business rates and understood that that business model does not work anymore. After COVID, with the rise in inflation and the rise in energy costs, there is no money to just keep taking out of us. We're not a cash cow. We shouldn't be a luxury, we should be a way of life.
Well, Matthew, stay there because I want to get your reaction to what the government have said. Peter Carr this morning, speaking on Small Business Saturday, said this country is home to some of the brightest entrepreneurs and innovative businesses in the world, and our small business plan is a key driver to accelerating that potential. And as part of that plan, they've said that they are tackling late payments. They are raising the rates when small businesses start paying national insurance. They're capping the increase in business rates and slashing red tapes for pubs. Also, they've said that they are going to be putting in more money into the consumers' pockets as well, taking away cost to energy bills and increasing free childcare. Will any of that help you as a small business?
No, because you're simply taking the money from one pot and moving it to another pot. We don't want to, but we will have to raise our prices. And that's really sad because we don't want to. We're not that kind of family. We don't do that sort of thing. But you're going to simply take the money from them and move it onto them, and it's sadly going to mean that there are going to be extra costs.
Well, Matthew, thank you very much for joining us on GB News. Some of the reaction there to this Small Business Saturday. Perhaps not the most festive of atmospheres, despite the fact that Christmas decorations certainly looking very pretty here at the Cricketers just outside Colchester.
Well, thank you very much. Yeah, it's nice. I was just looking at that clock and I was thinking, oh, that clock is slightly slow because it was 17 minutes past 9 and then it looked like it was earlier or later or whatever, and then it sort of caught up, so it must have just been the angle.
It must have been the angle because it is currently 9:19 precisely at the talking clock.